Everything about Perfect Match Season 2 is crazier than Perfect Match Season 1. 69% of that is because of Harry. Scientists know more about our ocean floor than they know why the women of Netflix keep falling for his tricks. These are their stories. Joom joom! All right, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, today we're talking about Season 2 of Perfect Match, episodes 1 through 9. And I'm gonna be talking about them like you've seen them too. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's see if Harry's still throwing up every time he tells a lie. Okay, we are very late to the party, so if you think we're doing a deep dive in the background of this show, you got another thing coming. If you click this video, I'm pretty sure you already know what time it is. This is Perfect Match Season 2. Everyone who's been on a Netflix reality show is in play. If they're single or single enough, and if they're hot. The goal is to find a winning couple who the group agrees is the perfect match, I think. And since this video is super late, obviously I was at a family reunion, I'm gonna be spending less time on episodes 1 through 6. Y'all already done broke that down. But I am gonna talk about some of the things that stood out, and I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on the new episodes 7, 8, and 9, which are freaking crazy. So yes, this video is for episodes 1 through 9. It's probably gonna be super long, but you asked for it. So you're welcome, and I'm sorry in advance. Boom, episode 1. This one's called Ready, Set, Match. We are back in Tulum with Nick Lachey as our host. Refresh my memory. Does Vanessa ever host a show by herself? Because Nick be hosting shows by himself. It's probably like this. Vanessa comes up to Nick and she's like, hey Nick, Netflix wants us to host Perfect Match Season 2. Which one was that again? And then Nick's like, oh yeah, that's the one with all those single ugly people. You know what, babe? I'll just take this one by myself. Maybe. Anyway, here are the 10 singles that we start off with. We got Tolu from The Trust. I did not finish that show. Then we got Steven from Too Hot to Handle Season 3. I thought I watched this, but I do not remember this dude. We got Brian from Squid Game. I love that show, and I hated that guy. Next up, we got Dominique from Too Hot to Handle Season 4. Literally never heard of her. Then we got Micah from Love is Blind Season 4. Is it Micah or Mika? Anyway, she continues to tell everyone that she got a big butt. All right. Then we got Kaz from Dated and Related. I never seen this show. Did y'all watch that show? Did y'all like that show? Okay, moving right along, we have Izzy from Love is Blind Season 5. This can't be right. Let me check my list again, because there's no way that they put Izzy. Okay, moving right along, we have Elise from Too Hot to Handle Season 5. She was my favorite in that season, and she's gonna be my favorite right now. No Elise slander will be accepted on my watch. Nope, not even a little bit. Then we got Xanthi from The Circle. I never got into The Circle. I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, unless it's fire, but I couldn't do it. And last but not least, we have Harry from Too Hot to Handle Season 1. This dude is a national treasure. He has at least 3 exes from the Netflix universe. Francesca, Georgia, and Chloe. He must be studied. Okay, so here are some quick highlights from episode 1. Dominique is already interested in Brighton. He is not into her at all, but he's pretending he is. The first compatibility challenge is that dice game. Izzy, the old bald head, is there with all his insecurities. Then, of course, Harry got to start off being so dumb. He thinks Tolu's earrings are the shape of Antarctica. Like, even if you don't know what Africa looks like, who the hell is going to be repping Antarctica that's not a penguin? But it's still not nice to call him a fuckboy. I forgot who said it. Then, did we find out that Georgia cheated on Dom with Tyga? I guess we're going to have to circle back on that at a later date. Okay, back to Harry. This freaking moron. Yes, okay, it's not nice to call him a fuckboy, but I can call him a freaking moron. It's in my Netflix contract. This clown tells Elise that he wants to have blue-eyed babies. And I don't know if it's racist, but it's racist adjacent. Okay, we got some early matches. Dominique's thirst pays off and she matches with Brian. This will not end well. I hate to say it, but Elise matches with Harry. I hate to see my homie making such poor decisions so early on, but maybe this will work out. I mean, I seen the episodes, but I gotta, act like it's the beginning, Then we get this awkward ass scene with Izzy trying to communicate with another human. Just the ultimate cringe fest. He's trying to talk to Micah. This dude has no game. He's literally drooling all over himself like he's at the dentist. Simply Izzy asks Micah, hey, do you want a match tonight? Freaking Micah's like, let me see if there's some more fire out here. I'll be right back. You hate to see it happen. It's happening in real time. This dude is getting played. And he knows he's getting played, but you gotta find a match. So Izzy and Tolu end up matching for whatever reason. Cass and Xanthi match, and finally Steven and Micah end up matching up. The next thing I need to talk about is Brighton arguing with Dominique. They've been matched together for I think about 13 minutes, and they're already fighting because he tells her that yoga is not a workout. Like, I hate that I even have to address this, but men do this all the time. It's like they have no problem being so wrong and strong. Like, imagine his grandma goes to the mall before it opens and she starts walking around the mall. Is she working out? He tells Dominique that bodybuilders don't do yoga, so of course it must not be a workout. Do bodybuilders go to the mall before it opens and start walking around? No. He tells her, oh yeah, Pilates is a workout, but not yoga. Which bodybuilders do you know doing Pilates? And I bet there's a bodybuilder out there like, actually I do yoga. Like, let's not put him in a box. You don't gotta put the girl down just to be right. Like, if the girl says her workouts include yoga, like, you guys just matched. Do you want to win this game or not? I know you don't like the girl, but sheesh, like, you're already wrong. This is day one. He's already driving her insane, and it's not gonna get any better. So just stay tuned. Okay, now we got the first official challenge, and I don't even know what was happening. This is when they were trying to get the thing across to the other thing, and they had to use like their momentum to get the thing over to the other thing. Remember? Coming as a surprise to absolutely nobody, Brighton and Dominique are completely failing at this challenge. He's like, what the hell? Why are you even talking? What was your major in college? And she's like, engineering, you fucking idiot. I would pay good money to find out exactly what was his major in college. And if I remember correctly from Squid Game, I think he said he was a student athlete. Now, I'm not saying all student athletes majors is liberal arts and sciences, but I'm not saying all athletes majors was liberal arts and Harry and Elise win this challenge. Good job, Elise. Shut up, Harry. After the challenge, Brighton makes Dominique cry. I don't know if we've seen someone make their partner cry that wasn't because of infidelity on any Netflix dating show. Like, he was so mean to her that she cried. All right, you guys remember the drill. Because Harry and Elise won the challenge, they get to go into the boardroom and choose who from the house to set up on dates. But they could also choose themselves to go on a date. So Harry and Elise are up first. And honestly, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I hate the fact that Harry is hilarious. And I just have to say it right now. Like, the dude is toxic, problematic, and will ruin any relationship he's ever even close to, but he's hilarious. He doesn't want to bring anyone into the house without knowing if they have foreskin or not. And that's exactly what it even just sounds like what I just said right there. They end up choosing Dominique and Tolu to go on dates. Great, two choices. Tolu's up first, and she finds out that her blind date is with Dom from The Mole, and who actually won Perfect Match Season 1. He was with Georgia. Apparently, Georgia and him didn't work out. I believe she cheated on him with Harry. So, boom, episode 2. This one's called Kiss and Tell. We start off with Dom and Tolu on their boring ass blind date. Then we find out that Dominique is on her blind date with Chris from Dated and Related. Honestly, this sun is hitting my face so crazy. I don't even know. It's just very early. And these are the things I do for you guys. So if you like sun, do you like sun? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because there's going to be more sun on this channel. So if you love it or like it, you can hit that like button on the video. So after these 2 dates, they get to go back into the house. Now the rest of the people get to find out who are the 2 new dudes joining the crib. These morons at the house have the lamest jokes. They're like, that dude looks like Prince Charming. I'm talking about Chris. That boy looks like he could play Aladdin at Disneyland. Of course, Harry only wants to know if this dude has foreskin. Okay, all right, yeah, cool. So then Dom comes in the house and we're all thinking like, yo, it's gonna be wild beef because we know that Harry took Georgia from Dom. This dude, Dom, walks in And Harry runs up to him like happier than those African moms in the airport when they're reunited with their kid. Like, you know, like when like they haven't seen their kid. The point is that Harry seems very happy to see Dom, and Dom seems very happy to see Harry. That's all I was trying to say there. I don't know who wrote this. This dude, Harry's in the confessional like, man, he's a real good dude, real genuine brother. Yeah, I just hope that he can find a woman that won't cheat on him with me. Harry is terrible and the best. I hate it. Okay, now watch this. Izzy is again working on Micah. Is it Micah or Mika? Keep in mind, she's matched with Steven right now, but there's no sparks. She's not feeling this dude. He's not feeling her. Okay, this is definitely a, oh my golly. Okay, cool. So Izzy's talking to Micah. Kaz is listening to this conversation. Izzy's like, you know, Micah, I think it's time for you to change things up if it's not working with Steven. And she's like, you know what, Izzy, I think you're right. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. If it's not working, you should just try something different. And she's like, yeah, I agree. Izzy uses the last bit of confidence in his soul. And he's like, I think you should try things with me. I think we should have a chat. Freaking Kaz is right there like, look, hell yeah, you guys should have a chat. That's a great idea. Izzy like, Micah, look, listen to him. You should chat with him. Micah looks Kaz dead in the face and goes, yeah, I think we should have a chat. I don't know if you guys heard what I was saying, or maybe you just forgot that this happened, but Izzy took everything he ever had in him to ask Micah just for a chat. He just wanted a chat, not a match. He just wanted a chat. She looks him dead in the face, basically spits in it, turns to Kaz and says, let's have a chat. Kaz is trying to uplift Izzy 5 seconds ago, and then when she asks him for a chat, he's like, all right, let's go chat. You hate to see it happen. I mean, Izzy is so corny, like I don't hate to see it happen, but if it was one of my friends, I would fight her. I'm just kidding. Okay, Micah and Kaz go to talk on those little swingy chairs. Of course, Micah makes a comment that her ass is probably dragging on the floor. Girl, you're not that damn thick. Anyway, after all this, the tea here is that Kaz, Steven, Xanthi, and Micah all just want to change partners. They all agree. Now everyone's happy. Well, everyone except Izzy, but that's like the standard. Tolu chooses to match with Dom, who is wearing a Mason ring, and I don't know if he is one, but he's definitely the type of person to just throw that shit on. So that's not important, just something that I noticed. Okay, now we got another little love triangle with Chris, Dominique, and stupid ass Brighton. Brian is talking to Dominique, probably calling her a freaking moron and just, you know, making fun of her and her whole family. Chris comes in like, look, Dominique, which one of us is it gonna be? Like in the middle of the conversation, he's like, which one is it? You gotta make a decision right now. The sun's getting real low. Brian takes 1 second, realizes that he's on reality television and pretends to be hard. He's like, I'm gonna let you know right now, homeboy, we ain't talking no more. Honestly, if I was Dominique, between these two morons, I would call Izzy, who's probably in the parking lot somewhere playing with his Pokemon cards, and tell him to come back in the house right now. Brian, the fake tough guy, tells Chris, you know, if we wasn't in this house right now, and you ask me what am I gonna do, you're gonna find out real quick. Chris is like, all right, bro, relax, my bad, man, we good. Brian's like, keep that shit to yourself. The dap, he told him to keep his dap to himself. This is journalism. But the fake tough guy's gotta go. Dominique tells him, Brighton, this isn't gonna work between us in the long term. Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't work out in the short term, but whatever, we got what we needed. She matches with Chris like a freaking business deal. She's not happy about this dude either, but whatever. Also, am I the only one that hates when they don't put the do not disturb sign in the middle? I'm probably the only one. Y'all not thinking about that, right? This episode ends with another compatibility challenge. Nick Lachey is looking like he came fresh out the Cuban Missile Crisis. Anyway, the kissing challenge is back. Everybody getting mono. The only highlights I got from this is that Stefan didn't like kissing anybody. Xanthi, the freaking prude, didn't participate. And Micah and Kaz won the challenge. So they got a cute date learning how to do salsa, and they get power of the boardroom. Boom! Episode 3. This one's called Chaos Theory. This episode starts off where we left off. Kaz and Micah have control of the boardroom. This is when they were both wearing the same clothes, you know, like the perfect match. Of course, a quick commercial break for Chris the moron, where he's like, yeah, I like brown hair girls and blonde girls. I mean, I do want a fat ass. And I mean, I guess like some fat titties. But, you know, as I get older, I'm realizing that it's about personality. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. Anyway, Micah and Kaz decide to send Harry and Steven on dates. This dude, Harry's quotes can be their own show. Like, alone, without anything else. Just Harry in front of a camera saying stuff. This dude goes on the confessional. He's like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm going on a date. This should be pretty cool. I'm just hoping it's not someone that I already spunked in. I can't even say it again because YouTube is going to do the YouTube thing. I just know that he said that. On TV. Over to the blind date reveals. My man Steven gets matched up with Alara from Dated and Related. They go on a little four-wheeler date and they get a little vibey. Over to Harry, and his blind date is with Jessica from Love is Blind season 6. She's like, yeah, I'm Jessica from Love is Blind season 6. I'm sure you all remember me. I mean, girl, we do remember you, but just relax. Harry's out there looking like he's the one that needs the EpiPen. This man said he's creaming in his pants. Good Lord. I mean, she is looking good though, I'm not gonna lie. But still, have some composure. Harry tells Jessica that his relationship with Elise in the house is more of a friendship. Elise, I tried to freaking warn you. I tried to freaking warn you. Jessica drops the kid bomb on Harry. I don't know if you guys watched Love is Blind season 6, but Jessica has a kid. She's like the first Love is Blind character to ever have a kid. And she's probably the only person on Perfect Match with a kid, so she's just out here breaking records. So yeah, she tells him she has a kid, and he pretends to be cool with it. Back to the house we go. Alara pulls up with Steven, and I already know this shit's about to get vicious. Another quick commercial break here brought to us by the Neanderthal named Chris. This is when he's talking to Dominique about her being bisexual. He's like, so yeah, let's actually unpack some of that stuff about you being like, you know, like bisexual. So like, what does that even really mean? Like, if we're dating and, you know, like a hot girl comes around, like, what are you gonna do? Or are you gonna be able to resist her? Cause, you know, cause you're bisexual and, you know, cause you like both of the sexes. Honestly, Dominique's like so disgusted with this dude, which I hate when people do this. It's like, just cause they're bisexual and they see a hot girl, why would they leave you for the girl if they're still loyal? What is the difference between someone being bisexual, coming across another hot person, that's a woman, than another hot guy while she's dating you? What is the difference? What is the difference? Chris, please help me. From Chris to Chris. Help me, brother. Okay, back to the tea. Jessica's in the house now and she's telling everybody that Harry said that him and Elise were just friends. Yikes. Tolu runs up to Elise with the tea so piping hot, you could still hear the little residual whistles from the kettle. You know when you take the kettle off right away and it still got that, it had the little zzz when she brings this damn tea to Elise. This is what prompts Elise, the prophet, to say, why would you go for a hamburger when you got steak at home? Yes, she's saying that she's the steak and Jessica is the hamburger. Now, we all know that I love Elise, and if you love someone, you can criticize them. Does she not realize that hamburgers are cheaper and easier and also delicious? Men, especially like Harry, will always eat the hamburger. Especially if they think they can still get the steak. Harry's been ducking this girl Elise since he got home like she was inviting him to church. She finally gets a glimpse of this dude and she's like, hey, should we have a talk? This dude, Harry, tells her, no, we're getting drinks. He's one of a kind. They finally sit down and talk. She comes correct like any grown-up would come correct. He does not. In fact, this whole conversation is an oh my golly wally moment of the episode. I can't even believe what I was even witnessing. Harry tells Elise, hey, I enjoy being your friend. She's like, your friend? He says, Jessica's amazing. We had a real good day. I just think I should explore other people. And I think you should also explore some other people. What about Dom? Dom's great. Have you thought about Dom? Brother, are you trying to hook the girl you were dating up with your boy? He got a weird fetish with Dom because they got a lot of Eskimo. All right. Okay, get serious. This next part is so crazy that let's say I was watching a YouTube video recap of this show and I had never seen the show. If my YouTube person told me what I'm about to tell you happened, I would turn the video off. Well, I'll pause it. I would turn my Netflix on just to see if this man or woman is lying to me, because there ain't no way. There ain't no way. This man, Harry, told Elise, you know, if you love something, you gotta let it go. Out loud. You know, he said it out loud and laughed in her face. Elise, I tried to warn you. I ain't gonna lie. Micah and Kaz went so crazy in that boardroom. This is This might be the biggest boardroom sesh in both of the seasons ever. They came through with the heat. Elise is now alone. She sits with her friend Chris, who is the moron. They match on the strategic tip. Keep in mind, he's already matched with someone that he was trying to like see if he liked her. Now he's just matching with his friend just to save her. That's how real Elise is. Boom, episode 4. This one's called Truth Bombs. Honestly, the beginning of this episode is so chaotic. Let me just try to sort this out for you guys. The gist of it is that we're trying to sort out the last couple matches. Like I said, Chris just matched with Elise only to just keep her from going home. But he was already matched with Dominique. He pulls Dominique to have a conversation along with Xanthi, who, keep in mind, is not his match. He tells Dominique, well, you know, Harry and Elise are no longer together. So, and she's like, you matched with Elise? He's like, yeah, it's a dick move and it's not a move I would normally do. Boy, you're not normally on Perfect Match. Get out of here. Xanthi's like, this is all well and good, but what the hell does this got to do with me? I'm not even your match. He's like, well, you're the only other person that I had interest in. So not only did I not match with my Perfect Match, Dominique, but you I was interested in too, but I'm also not matching with you. So does everyone understand what we're doing here? Over to the other love triangle. We got Alara, Steven, and Dom. Dom finally gets a second to talk to this girl and they're nerding out about Harry Potter. Mind you, this whole time, Alara's been saying her type is someone like Dom. Steven runs after Alara, breathing all hard. You know how little kids be breathing when they just came from running all hard? He's like, Alara, have you matched? She's like, no. He's like, okay, give me 30 seconds. He goes and grabs Zan, which is his current match. He tells her like, look, I'm kind of interested in Alara. This girl Zan even gives him an out. She's like, well, do you want to match with me and then also like pursue her and get to know her on the side? And he's like, no, I want to match with her. At this point, Alara didn't even like Steven, but you know what they say. No risk, no freaking reward. Dom's over there conflicted. Tolu's over there hating. Steven comes back over and sits down and talks to Alara. They start kissing. And freaking Kaz is over there watching this whole thing exactly how I'd be watching it if I was on Perfect Match. Steven and Alara match. Now Dom and Tolu are talking. He's stuck with his second choice because he ain't moved quick enough. They match. And also, by the way, Netflix ain't shit for that Alara laugh track. The editing. Okay, that means Zan and Dominique are up out of here. Good riddance. The next morning, after all the dust settles, Harry wakes up looking like Kevin McAllister after he realized that his whole family flew to France and left him at home. He can't believe that Elise is still there. This dude, Harry, is literally Ray J. I figured it out. He's an idiot, but he's hilarious. Okay, now we got the next compatibility challenge where Nick Lachey is going to read off a whole bunch of quotes and they got to guess who he's talking about. I wouldn't have even addressed this, but some of these things are so crazy, I just got to go through this real quick. Jessica marrying a rich guy, that's not surprising at all. Harry making $100,000 off of OnlyFans? What was he doing on there? Like, please, if you know what he was doing on OnlyFans to get $100,000, please put that in the comments. Not the links, just like the words. Like, what pop star did Steven hook up with? What is even happening here? And did he really used to have a cage for women? I mean, he says it was for his animals that the girl just got in willing. What are we doing here? All right, watch this and be serious because it's not funny. Nick goes, whose ex got married while they were dating? Tolu's like, yeah, that was me. And here goes Alara's British ass. That's nasty. That's nasty. Also, Harry got offered $40,000 to smash someone. Apparently, some dude slid in his DMs and offered him $40,000 to smash his girl. And here I am, waking up and going to work. Tolu and Dom win this challenge, even though Dom is looking like he lost. They get to go on a romantic date. I don't know if they were like cooking or whatever. This dude, Dom's looking like he's having the worst time of his life. He's like, so when we go in the boardroom, do you think you're gonna maybe wanna, like find a new match for yourself? Shit. Tolu actually likes this guy. I don't know why she likes him because it's clear that he don't like her. But damn, like you couldn't even ask her that after the romantic date. Like just eat the damn food and just get to know each other a little more. Then do all the savage stuff at the house. Back at the house for some actual romance, Steven decides to cook for Alara and that shit actually looked kind of good, I'm not gonna lie. Over to Dom and Tolu in the boardroom. they want to send Elise on a date, which makes sense because she's literally in a business arrangement. And Dom wants Tolu to go on her own new date, which is like nice. Like, give the girl a chance to meet someone else if he's not feeling her. Tolu is not here for any of this. She's reading him, but also just doing a little too much. Boom, episode 5. This one's called Shakeups to Breakups. No surprise here, Dom comes back to the house alone. He tells Elise she's the other person going on a date. This all makes sense. Now, Tolu's gonna find out who she's going on her blind date. Well, it ain't even a blind date because they had to set it up right there. She had to choose this dude, which I don't even know why she chose him. Anyway, let's talk about it. Tolu's date is with Jake from The Ultimatum. Tolu's like, oh, you're on The Ultimatum? He's like, yeah, didn't work out with my ex, but don't worry, my DMs are still full. Bro, if you don't shut the hell up already, get this guy out of here. Elise goes on her blind date with Justin from Surviving Paradise. I don't even know what that show is. If you know what that show is, please put it in the comments. And if I should watch it, also put it in the comments. But if you want me to make a video about it, just relax. Unless it's fire. Elise talking about how this man Justin has massive feet and Netflix ain't have no business showing those things in 4K. Also, like, what kind of date is it? I gotta jump into the ice bath and you don't. Then I gotta get out and talk to you all shivering like how little kids be talking after they stayed in the pool too long. Anyway, they go back to the house so this dude could freaking thaw out. All the girls are going crazy because I guess they never watched the show either. This dude is really a regulation hottie. Tolu comes back with Jake and nobody gives a fuck. Now we got a little truth or dare coming. In the compatibility challenge earlier, we found out that Chris used to be an exotic dancer. So of course, the first dare is for Chris to give Tolu a lap dance. I don't know how to say this, but this man Chris is going nuclear on this lap dance. Jake is looking sick. Then after all that, they dare Tolu to kiss Chris. Jake, go ahead and just leave out the same way that you came in at. Now Jake is scrambling. He grabs Alara. He's like, can I talk to you for a second? She gets rid of this dude so fast, then drags him for his stupid ass shirt. Then he crawls over to Michael. What do you think happens? He gets cooked. Dom finally grabs Alara to talk. But it's too little too late. She already got a connection with Steven, bruh. Now Dom is also scrambling. He runs over to Elise and she turns him into a hot pocket. What's a hot pocket, you say? Is when you cook something in under 90 seconds. That scene was so awkward. Ugh. Elise is like, yeah, good stuff. Dom, if you don't get the fuck up out of here. Tolu and Chris match again for some reason. Elise and Justin match. Dom is now spiraling. This is when he was with Jess, Steven, and Harry. And he tells Harry, well, yeah, if everyone here is so genuine, what the hell are you doing here? Everyone's like, what the hell? I mean, he ain't wrong, but goddamn, Dom, like, what the hell? I thought that was your boy. Of course, then Jess tells Harry that made her feel a little uncomfy. Like, if your best friend could say that about you, what does that really mean? Also, how the hell did Dom become Harry's best friend? Is that what it takes to become a best friend these days? You got to slide off with 2 or 3 of my girls? No. Harry is now doing his patented don't make me feel bad routine. Now Dom is stuck leaving the house with Jake. Jake, you need to get the hell out of here. He's literally telling the world to hit his DMs on the way out. Jake, if you don't shut the hell up, you look terrible. Dom, on the other hand, looking like that and having game like that should be a federal offense. And you are Canadian. I don't know the laws there, but I will enroll in a Canadian law school to find out if I could prosecute you. I don't care how long it takes. Justice will be. Anyway, somehow this episode ends with Harry crying on the side bed. Boom! Episode 6. This one's called Seeing Eye to Eye. And I think this one's going to be quick, then we can get into the new. This episode starts where most episodes start, with Harry fighting with Jessica. Somehow, this dude done gaslit her into thinking it was her fault. It's a masterclass. We got another compatibility challenge that Stefan and Alara win, quickly becoming my favorite couple. Alara is excellent, and Stefan is growing on me. Plus, he be having that shit on. And if you don't know what that means, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guess I could just tell you. Anyway, then we got another quick Chris is a Moron moment, sponsored by Science. This is when Justin is telling the group that he also is a twin, but he has a girl twin. Chris is like, oh shit, no way, bro. You got a twin? Is she like biological? I mean, is she identical? Is my girl twin identical to me? Tolu got that look like, that's mine, and I'ma stand beside. Okay, our winners, Steven and Alara, are in the boardroom. They decide to send Chris and Kaz on dates. Chris goes on a blind date with Melinda from Too Hot to Handle Season 2. They said, oh, this man want chocolate? Oh, we gonna give you some chocolate. Now, Melinda is from Too Hot to Handle, but she actually hosted the show that Chris was on. So they already had a little history. Then you got Kaz on a blind date with Holly from Too Hot to Handle season 3. You got Justin jumping in an ice bath while Elise watches him from the heat. You send Kaz and Holly on this date where they basically are rubbing each other down with clay. This is the hottest date I ever seen in all my days. All right, you already know the drill. Now after these dates, we got to go back to the house and you got to show off your dates. Chris walks in with Melinda and Tolu's looking sick. This is for sure black on black crime, and I'm calling HR. Then you know what? Go ahead and drop the oh my golly wally moment of the episode. Kaz walks in with Holly. They must have asked Harry, hey, do you know Holly? Oh, yeah, Holly, yeah, me and Holly, because, I had her on my podcast. We went out for dinner after the podcast. Then we smashed, but then I never heard from her again. Oh, and I also know that Steven definitely cream pied her. What am I even saying on this channel? But I'm just saying what they're saying. What is wrong with him? Then freaking Tolu's like, oh, nah, I know this girl Holly ain't just come through here with a better version of my girl Micah's dress. Everyone in these boardrooms has been cooking. All right, now Melinda's working the whole room, but Chris still goes back and matches with Tolu because he knows that Melinda's gonna leave his ass. Micah calls Kaz a liar for reasons I have no idea. Kaz goes to Holly and Holly's like, look, bro, you got decisions to make and it better be me. Meanwhile, she was just looking for Justin. I need a cigarette. Boom, episode 7. This one's called Love is Blindfolded. We done made it to the new episodes, y'all. How are we doing? Are y'all still with me? If you're still with me, have you hit that like button yet? No? Oh, it's cool. All right, this episode starts with Micah and Kaz matching after all that unnecessary stress. And you know what that means. Melinda and Holly gotta leave out the same way they done came in. Melinda's complaining on the way out, talking all this shit about Chris. I don't even like Chris, but Melinda, you're doing too much and nobody likes you either. All right, then we got our first compatibility challenge where there were no new couples. Micah and Kaz win this ropes challenge. When they're on their date for winning, Micah asks Kaz, so do you see like a future for us? Like when we leave the show? About 36 minutes later, Kaz goes, yeah, 100%. Then we got that scene with Harry trying to set up a cute moment for Jess, but it's just a bunch of cheap ass love notes. Harry, what? This woman is a mother. You just ripped up a bunch of pieces of paper and told her that her boobs look good? Now Micah and Kaz are in the boardroom and we got our first twist. This is gonna be a co-ed boardroom. Anyone is at play. These fools come back and send Steven and Alara on dates. This is straight savage mode and shots have been fired. Steven goes on a blind date with Britton from Too Hot to Handle and Alara goes on a date with Nigel from Too Hot to Handle. Now, even though Britton is Steven's typical type and Nigel is Alara's typical type, this does not work. They are not falling for it. The couple is too strong. They both come back in the house and match almost immediately. This is my people. This is my people. They definitely got to be the perfect match. They got to be the perfect match. If it's not them, who is it? Anyway, now Nigel's scrambling. He's like, Jessica, let me talk to you. I'm going to tell you right now, Nigel, you got the wrong one. He's like, yeah, so like, I have my eye on you. Jessica's like, yeah, well, you should probably just talk to everybody. Just not me. All right, then we got a mini oh my golly Wally moment here. It ain't that crazy, but for me, it just took me aback. This is when Kaz is talking to Britton. They just getting to know each other. Kaz is like, so where you from? Britton's like, Hawaii. I'm sorry, what? He's like, oh, he's from London. Oh, I've never heard of that. No, I'm from Hawaii. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, like, what is that? And she's like, yeah, like the islands off the coast of like the United States. This dude Kaz is like, oh, Hawaii. It's kind of like in Austin Powers 3 when Goldmember kept telling Dr. Evil about Austin Powers' Faja. And then Dr. Evil's like, what? And then he's like, here's Faja. And he's like, huh? Here's Faja. And Dr. Evil's like, oh, father. You guys never seen Austin Powers 3? And I don't know nothing about Hawaii, and I'm sure that's what real people from Hawaii call it. But it's like, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. What are you talking about? Shut up. Anyway, for some reason, Elise and Britton make this plan for Nigel to break up Micah and Kaz. This dude Kaz is looking like a Make-A-Wish kid. This dude's having the time of his life. Nigel shooting a shot with Micah with this bottom of the barrel game is just not going anywhere. Now Elise and Britton are like, Nigel, like, go back there. Like, Kaz can hear all this. Finally, Kaz is like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? Which makes sense. Like, you have the right to do that. Like, why the hell is everybody in their business? Why do they even want to break them up in the first place? I don't even know what's going on there. But Kaz, he was getting played in that moment. Like, wait, this is all a setup? Because y'all know I will fall for this. After all that swirl, Kaz matches with Micah, Harry matches with Jess, and Elise matches with Justin. New guys are out of here. Scram, you know the drill. Just go in and leave out the same door you came in at. The next morning, Nick Lachey comes in. He's like, everybody, I got good news. I'm going to send the boys on a boys' day, and I'm going to send the girls on a girls' day. How does that sound? You guys like that? You guys probably been just a little stressed out. Maybe you just need some time with your people to unwind. How does that sound, huh? Everyone's like, yeah, boys' day. Yeah, girls' day. When I tell you Nick Lachey done send these boys on a boys' day, and every other girl that ever was on this show pulls up, it's the deception for me. But what's up, Christine? Also, I'll be remiss if I didn't recognize the amount of elite editing that has taken place on this show. I don't know if you guys watched the end of this episode when the credits were rolling, but if you did, you will see that light little geography lesson on the islands of Hawaii. Netflix, you're eating. You're eating. Boom, episode 8. This one's called He Said, She Said. We left off with Nick lying to everybody in their face, talking about it's going to be boys' day and girls' day, but it's not. Now, the boys are out there getting infiltrated by all these women. And the girls are getting infiltrated by all the guys that ever been on the show. Now, if you watch season 1, you know they did this exact same thing last year. However, last year, all those old heads came back in the house or wherever that little kickback they was at, and none of that shit worked. Everybody that was in a couple stood on business. I'm going to tell you right now, season 2 and season 1 are not built the same. Immediately, Kaz is getting ready to fold to Christine. Y'all remember Christine, right? She was on the last season of Too Out to Handle, which is also Elisa's season. She is putting on the freaking clamps on this dude. No man could withstand this. No, it's impossible. Over to the girl side, and I don't even know who asked Micah this. Maybe it was Brian, but I wrote it down because I think it was funny. They're like, what's up, Micah? What's going on in the house? Who's Kaz been talking to? And then freaking Micah's like, I don't know. Anyone that walks in. And she ain't lying. She ain't lying. Brian also wants to tap into that crack. I wrote that down. I don't know what he was talking about. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's new tea. Now they're saying that Harry kissed Melinda, but nobody's seen it. They asked Harry at one point, Harry, why is your mouth full? This girl Melinda said it was full of my lip gloss. Melinda, enough. Harry tells us, I did not kiss that girl. It was a deep fake. Literally, nobody believes you. If someone told me that Harry was drawing that thing in the middle of Times Square, I'll believe him too. All right. This fake-ass girls' day and fake-ass boys' day comes to an end. Now everybody goes back to the house. Well, like the original cast. Jessica comes home and she's like, where's Harry? And they're like, he's upstairs. Jess goes up there to check on him like a nice girlfriend would. This is a direct quote. This is exactly what happened. She goes, hey, what's wrong? Harry tells her, I had a bad day. This is what she says. Jess says, why was your day so bad? Harry says, why you gotta be so hostile? This dude didn't invent gaslighting. If he didn't invent it, he created a new strain. She's like, what did you do and who did you do it with? He's like, it was Melinda. Harry's like, what the hell? Why are you so angry? Jessica, with common sense, is like, hey, Harry, I didn't do anything. Why would I be angry? Fast forward, now everyone's back at the house. Like the people that crashed the boys' party are at the house. The people that crashed the girls' party are at the house. This is crazy. So now all the girls are sitting together and Melinda's like, so what did you guys hear about yesterday? Jessica jumps in, yeah, we heard everything. Jessica, no, the fuck you didn't. Jessica's so wrong and strong. She's like, yeah, Harry told me that he carried you. And honestly, that is my man. I wouldn't feel so comfortable that he's carrying you, but I'm happy that at least he was honest with me. Like, you know, just like carrying someone could lead to other things. Like, but, you know, he told me that's what he did. And, you know, I already had to give him a talking to. Melinda's like, yeah, well, he also kissed me too. Did he tell you that part? Now here goes Jessica talking to the pain. Did that make you feel good? Did it make you feel good to share that at a time like this? Jessica, you're mad at her. Boom, episode 9. This one's called To Tell the Truth. Y'all done made it all the way to episode 9. And boy, did they save the best for last. This episode starts off so steamy. All the girls are at the table and Melissa's telling everyone how Harry been smooching her all over Smoochville. Everyone's looking around like, oh my golly, Wally. Harry walks in at the worst time. Jessica's like, oh, great, perfect timing. I want to talk to you. This dude, Harry's like, no, I'll be right back. No, you're going to sit right here and answer us. She's like, Melinda said you kissed. He's like, huh? No, we didn't. No one even saw it. Bruh, if you're accused of something and your number one defense is that no one saw it, respectfully, you're going to jail. Melinda goes, all right, bet. Here goes some proof. Britton, yesterday when you seen Harry, what was on his nose? She's like, your brown makeup? Like, what even is this? You saw Alara? Oh, hell no. Girl, you're British. Who taught you that? Harry and Dom leave the situation. Even Dom was like, bro, if a table of women ever tell you to stop to have a conversation, you never stop to have the conversation. I mean, he's wrong, but he's also right. Harry tells Dom that he didn't kiss Melinda. He says, and I quote, I love Jessica. She uses so many big words. Yesterday, we said I love you, bruh. So now that Melinda came in spilling all this tea, everybody want to spill tea. Xanthi grabs Tolu and she's like, hey, I just want to let you know that yesterday at the boys' day, Chris was sliding all over town. Tolu confronts Chris. She's like, hey, Chris, Xanthi told me that you told her that because you're with me, you ain't have the same experience of meeting the other girls. Is that true? He's like, absolutely not. Call over here right now. Xanthi comes over and Chris is like, wait, what did you tell Tolu? She says, well, I just said that you said that being with Tolu, you haven't been able to experience the other girls. He's like, absolutely not. What I said was being with Tolu, I haven't had the same experience with the other girls. But I'm happy about that. He's like, you can leave now. This show is actually too good. Now Harry and Jessica talk. Now I've been saying Harry is hilarious the whole time. But that don't mean Jessica, who is a whole ass mom, is not wasting her time with this fool. This is not gonna work. She's like, did you kiss Melinda or not? He's like, no, that didn't happen. We'll come back to them, I promise. Now, since everybody's spilling tea, Brighton, the lame, is telling Micah that Kaz wasn't acting like they was the strongest couple. Somehow, this brings Kaz to Christine. Micah's looking like, what the hell? Like, I look away for 1 second. Like, honestly, Micah, if you don't put an air tag on this nigga. Anyway, Kaz is talking to Christine. She's like, so what's up with us? He's like, no, I mean, you're definitely on my list. And she's like, nah. I'm not trying to be on your list. I'm trying to be number one. And he's like, yeah. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, you're number one. Here you go, Christine. All right, so then kiss me. All right, so then kiss me. He's like, God damn. Then Kaz goes and talks to Holly. He just left the Christine situation because he couldn't handle her saying for him to kiss her. He just said that, right? He goes to Holly and he's like, so are you a good kisser? And she's like, you trying to find out? Kaz, now you're doing it to yourself. You will fail. These women are way too powerful for you. But why would Kaz listen to me? I'm just a guy that makes YouTube videos. Because as soon as he left Christine and as soon as he left Holly, where does he go? Back to his girl Micah to patch things up? No. He goes and finds Britton. Then Brighton goes again to talk to Micah. Now, like I told you in the beginning of this video, 20 years ago when it started, I hated Brighton from the Squid Game. But I even hate more than that, just people who talk all puckered up in general. Why you always talk with your lips all just puckered up like that? It's just, you know how they be puckered? Why his lips always curling up? I also hate that Elise is curious about this dude and wants to see if there's a connection there. Elise, let me tell you right now, there's not. Now the group is playing Flip Cup. Well, not the whole group. And I wouldn't even comment on this part of the show if it wasn't so freaking steamy. Because the losers of the game have to kiss the person of their choice. Who taught these people how to make rules? What kind of punishment is that? Christine loses first and she goes over to kiss Nigel. And that's only because at this point, Kaz isn't playing. But he's about to. Nigel loses the next round and he goes up and kisses Tolu. Now Kaz is in the game. He loses. He runs up on Holly, grabs her by the freaking neck and puts the freaking wettest smooch on this girl. They are full on making out in front of Micah. She is quite literally about to throw up on herself. And I don't even blame her. This kiss is going so crazy. People are literally screaming while watching it, like they're watching a murder. Honestly, I have to see if I can show you this part of the episode. And Netflix, just relax. You know this is important. Don't find me. But it's just too crazy.
I'm going to throw up.
No. Do you want to sit?
Oh my God.
This is my therapy corner.
What is wrong with him?
She's walked up right now.
After that smoochapalooza, Kaz has the nerve to tell us that he just didn't feel the tingle. Brother, I felt the damn tingle. Then, of course, he goes and talks to Micah. Honestly, they're so toxic, this actually might work out. Of course, Xanthi comes through hating. She's like, girl, you just need to find someone to have some fun. Xanthi, what is that solving? Please tell me. Oh my God, man, I forgot about this dude. Freaking Izzy comes over with that hat that he got from Kids R Us. At the same time, we have oh my golly wallies happening all over us. Kaz matches with Christine. Oh my God. Out of nowhere. Out of freaking nowhere. I literally was watching this by myself and I said, holy moly, out loud. That happened here. Jessica goes to Dom for wisdom on Harry. I assure you, he cannot help you. Harry is literally over there throwing up. I think he's allergic to the truth. And you know it's fake because he's just talking about it all free. They're like, hey, Harry, do you know what time it is? He's like, no, because I was just throwing up. Back to Melinda Gate. Alara's telling Jessica, like, I don't know if we can trust Melinda over here. You don't think Harry would kiss Melinda on a boys' day? There's people in the house that he's nutted in. Jess goes to Steven, then finally to Melinda for a one-on-one chat. Melinda's like, damn girl, how many times I gotta paint this picture for you? All right, cool. So it's like this. Harry is taller than me, right? And Jessica's like, yeah, he's super tall. She's like, all right, bet. So he's looking down on me, right? And she's like, yeah, he'd be looking down on me too. And she's like, yeah. Then he just says, I want to fuck you. And I will put a baby in you right now. Jessica's like, what? Over to my nightmare. Elise is talking to Justin. Well, Justin's talking to Elise, and Elise is thinking about whether or not she let the microwave go to 0, or if she stopped it at 1 second and then she took her food out, and then now the microwave is showing 1 second instead of showing the time. After that thought, she goes over to grab Brighton. She's like, I think we have a connection, and I think we should match. They match. Now she has to go back and tell Justin. She's like, Justin, this is not going to be an easy conversation. He's like, did you match with Brighton? She's like, yes. All right, I'm out. Okay, let's recap. Micah and Kaz been together almost the whole show. Then he pulls that Uno reverse and matches with Christine, and she ain't even know it. Now Micah is scrambling. She has to dig to the bottom of the Walmart DVD bin, which brings us to none other than Izzy. She gives him this long ass speech about how if they matched, it really doesn't mean anything. You're like the least problematic person here. You're still here looking like a freaking loser. Your fucking hat is terrible. Your dress code is even worse. You might still be broke, but would you be interested in possibly matching with me? And I'm obviously not gonna do anything with you and it won't go anywhere. Izzy's like, absolutely. Micah literally was hugging Izzy and said, this is literally the worst thing that's ever happened to me. If you don't believe me, go and watch it. Just rewind it. Chris goes back crying to Tolu. Xanthi's hating ass watching from the corner, making sure she could hear the tears. Somehow they match. Steven and Alara match, and I'll be protecting them at all costs. Harry runs by out of nowhere. Hey, what's up? Yeah, no, I was just throwing up again. Yeah, just throwing up. Literally, Harry, shut up. Steven sits with Harry and he's like, look, bro, sometimes you just gotta man up. If you really like Jessica, you're gonna have to change your old ways, just like me, and tell her this is what you want. This episode ends with a cliffhanger between Harry and Jessica to see just exactly what they're gonna do. Boom, that's episodes 1 through 9. This is like in the Titanic when the lifeboats come back to see if there's any survivors. So this is me, like, however long this video is right now, it's like, is anyone alive out there? Can anyone hear me? Oh, let me do my little ending thing. As always, thanks for checking out Taste Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, you ain't know what time it is over here. I need to know what you think about all this. And just let me know. Did you guys watch this whole video? If you did, comment. Let me see, what's a good hashtag? If you watched this whole thing from beginning to end like a real one, put hashtag all the way. Hashtag all the way. And I'm gonna just pick a couple of y'all cool people and I'm gonna just say hello. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.
Hey. No, because Harry is hilarious. I just don't, he's just so toxic. Like, being that funny and that toxic is dangerous. I'm glad I'm watching this. I'll be back next week. Episode 10, the finale. I think I'll be more timely. But yeah, thanks for taking this ride.
You're from Hawaii. Just deal with it. Just deal with our ignorance. Hawaii. What even is this? Hawaii. I'm from Hawaii. What? I've never been to Hawaii before, so that's probably leads to my ignorance. Well, a lot of things lead to my ignorance. What was I talking about?